Happy noonday, everyone. I know I came on a little early, so I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to start coming into the room. And as you all start coming into the room, I would appreciate it if you all would hit the like button. I see Natural Born Queen was one of the first ones. Miss Clarinetta was in here or is in here. And I'm going to start giving other people the opportunity to start coming in as they get notifications. To start coming into the room. I hope y'all doing okay. I came on early because I got to be out on a case tonight. So I came on early. Let me see. Little Miss Muffin is in here. Kimberly Spencer. Both of them are members. I appreciate that. Hey, Chocolate City. I see Antonio. I see that people are starting to get their notifications. Joy Loves God is in the house. She's a member. Who else is in here? Daryl Brown, Miss Diane Wright, Natural Born Queen. Hey, rest in peace, Young Dolph is in the house. Who else is in here? I like to shout people out. I hope y'all doing okay. I hope that you guys. Hey, Kimberly Wilson. Hey, Miss Kim. Kim is in the house. For some reason, I have to always go into my other Leo Thompson, Miss Sharon Webster, and who else is in here? Miss Shirley Jenkins. We got a good show today, you guys. We have a good show. Oh, Kim is on her way to work. Well, I hope you have a blessed day at work. Omaha, Nebraska. You know what, Sharon? That is a state that I've never ever visited, but I want to visit Nebraska for some reason. It's some like states like call me weird. Hey, Hero Fix TV. He's a member. States like Nebraska, Oregon, Iowa, what's the other state? God, I cannot think of it because I had some PI training up there, and then COVID hit, and we could not go, and I was so excited about going. Oh my God. I don't know why I can't think of it. Hey, Pooh Black Diamond. But places like that, like Utah, places like that, for some reason, like little Idaho, like places like that are places that I want to visit. It's just it's something. What is the name of that other state? It's not Milwaukee. Not definitely not Milwaukee. It's a state that it's like a desert, and I was so excited. It was a retired FBI agent who's now has a PI company that was giving training, and that was before COVID hit. I was so excited. They had to reimburse us. Um, y'all help me with that state. I'm getting ready to because wait a minute. I'm getting ready to tell y'all, and I still want to go. I'm just waiting for him to um to get that class together again because I promise you I am going. Hold on, I'm gonna tell y'all in just a minute. Wyoming. He's up there in Wyoming. And I was so excited. Like Wyoming, there's nothing there. Because I was so excited. I Googled like hoods in Wyoming. They don't have hoods in Wyoming. Okay, but I was so excited about, going to his private training. So he had to cancel it. I'll be glad when he get that class together again. Cuz I'm going to Wyoming. Places like that where a lot of people don't necessarily go to vacation. I like stuff like that. Like Idaho, like places like that. But even though I grew up in the city, I I like the country. Like where I live at now, on the outskirts of Memphis, it's like the country. Okay. So yeah. Anyways, you guys, um, I wanted to talk about I have three topics today. I want to talk about Key Glock. I want to talk about I wanted to talk about Kanye, and I wanted to talk about Blac Youngsta. Okay. And I love the country. I miss the old olive branch. I love the country too. Growing your own foods and stuff like that. There's nothing better than that. I think, see, my grandfather and my grandma taught me how to garden. Like we grew greens. They grew greens, cucumbers, peppers, hot peppers. One year my granddad had planted some watermelons and they was good too, real sweet. The food that we grew, bell peppers and stuff, in my grandma's garden tastes a lot different than what's in the store. That's why when I see the cucumbers and stuff in the store now, I go, these don't look like the peppers and cucumbers that we grew in the garden. We grew all of that stuff and it was very flavorful and it was a lot healthier and stuff. And that's really I want to get back to it because see, I grew up fishing. I love like people go, you so weird, but I love to fish. I do. I love fishing. There's nothing better than going sitting on a lake. I didn't like the reels because we had the poles. And even now, even though they're a little dry rotted, my grandma and them had a lot of cane poles fishing. We still got them. We never threw them away because that's just a reminder of them. But I used to tell them like bass fish, catfish, we call whiting, we call brims. Oh my God. And they taste so good. Ugh. A friend of mine in Arkansas that owns a bonding company, his family owns a lake. And I told him I want to go. I was telling him I want to go fishing. He was like, "Well, you can come and fish on our lake. You have to get in the boat." I ain't getting in no boat now. I got to sit on the banks and fish with my legs crossed and eat liver cheese and crackers and hot sauce. Cause that's what we used to do. A country girl for real. I'm telling you. I love it. There's nothing better. I know how to scale the fish and clean them. Because my grandma and them taught us how to do that. Oh, I love to fish and I like the cane poles. I'm telling y'all. Because I don't like the reels. They go out too far. The hooks and stuff don't be right. And I know how to bait them. You put two baits on a hook to catch a really big fish. And when we would run out of baits, sometimes we use crickets. We would have to use the crickets to catch the fish when we ran out of bait. But anyways, look at me thinking back. Those were the good old days. That's when humanity was still human like, really. Like flesh and blood, like had the spirit of God flowing through them more even the bad people still had standards and boundaries when people truly cared about each other. These folks don't know how to survive now. They don't know how to survive. What if something happens? They don't even know how to go hunt. They don't know how to go fish. They don't know how to grow no food. Nothing. None of that. So um hey street politics. Uh Anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk about Key Glock. I'll start out. I've never had perch fish. I've never had perch fish, like codfish. I think we call codfish because I got codfish now. But whiting, oh my God, whiting is the best fish. We caught those whiting. Oh my God, and we would fillet them straight out the lake. Ooh, Jesus, good eating. And the brims. Oh my God, the brims were so good. Mm. We would scale them and gut them and then freeze them. All that we didn't eat. Yes, we would. And every time I got pregnant, I had to have fish. I don't know if I told this story before. I'm gonna tell this story before I get into my show. Whenever I got pregnant, I wanted to go fishing. I had a taste for fish out of the water. It could not be fish out of the store. I had to go fishing and catch my fish. So every time I got pregnant, it was fish and French fries. And my kids hate fish. Okay, well, especially my oldest daughter don't eat no meat, period. I don't know where in the hell she came from. Okay. And so I remember I had told my grandma and my mom, I said, I want to go fishing. And it was like, well, all right. I think I was like 7 months or 8 months pregnant. I was like, because I don't think I'm gonna get back to fishing because I know I'm gonna have this baby. So I remember we was sitting there and the fish was not biting real good. And so I wanted to sit out there until I caught enough fish where I could freeze them. Okay. So I could fry some that day and freeze some to eat for another day. And so my grandma and them kept saying, well, the fish ain't biting. It's time to go. It's getting hot. It's late. And I was like, no, I want to sit out here. And I'll never forget my grandma gonna look at me and say, well, you got to be careful. I said, why, mama? I call my grandma mama too. I said, why? She said, well, and she didn't know how to say snakes. She said slakes with SL, with a SL. She said, the slakes will crawl up to you. I said, crawl up to me and do what? She said, well, since you're pregnant with that baby, the slakes can smell that milk in your breast and they'll crawl up to you and try to crawl up under your shirt to suck that milk out of your breast or crawl down your throat to try to get that milk. I said, let's go. I jumped up running. Fish and shit was falling, was jumping all out the cooling, everything. I was hurry up and trying to get to the car. But my grandma always did stuff like that to scare you. I promise you, I never smoked no weed because my grandma had a story about she always knew somebody who had smoked something and they spiked it. And the girl went away to college and she decided she was going to smoke some weed. And they spiked it and the girl lost her mind and she left the school walking and they ain't seen her no more. They ain't seen her no more. She will always have a different story about something and they spiked it and she lost her mind and they was country and all of the men tried to have her. That's what happened. I ain't never smoked. I'm allergic to smoke anyways, but it really just made me like I've got a paranoia. Like I've never drank brown liquor. She had a story about that. And other than like that's why I said when I had COVID, when I have a cold, they say hot toddy, my ears start popping because I am actually not used to that type of stuff. Okay. Y'all hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 minute. I gotta take this call. Okay, that was good. Okay, so like I said, she always had a story about everything, child. So I even got a paranoia now about anything that I drink. If I have a cup in my hand And I don't care if I'm around family and I put it on the table and I walk away from it. When I come back to the cup, my grandmama just traumatized me. I'm gonna go and pour everything out of it. Because she had a story about a girl left a cup on the table and the men put something in the cup because she walked away from it and the girl lost her mind, you know. So stuff like that. She had a story for everything, and it always ended up the person either ended up losing their mind or they ended up dying, child. So, anyways. uh Kim said, Tam, I actually knew someone like your granny story. A boy who went to college we with me was a genius. He was slipped something and has never been the same. He had a full scholarship. Wow. Can't be a Cosby, you ain't it, man? No, you can't be a Cosby, me, period. You can't be a Cosby, me, period. I don't even you can't even hardly bring me no drink. I remember yeah. You can't hardly bring me no drink because I don't want it. That's why when I go to people's houses and I drink water, I'll say bottled. Do you have bottled water or bottled, juices or sodas? If they ain't got it, I don't want it. I'm serious. That it's a paranoia. And I think sometimes people get offended because they think, well, she thinks she better than me. That's not it. They don't understand. I've been traumatized as a child. I've been traumatized. And here's the thing. I did the same thing to my kids. I'm gonna tell y'all something. My kids used to, oh my God, I hate it now. But like when they wanted to go on trips with their school and stuff as they started getting older, I remember they wanted to go to Missouri. I didn't want them to go on the class trip because I was like, the teachers don't be watching them like they should. I remember I told my girls, I said, it's a serial killer in St. Louis. I don't want y'all to go. It's a serial killer in St. Louis that's that's been snatching little girls that come in from out of town. My oldest daughter asked me one time, Mama, how you know? I said because he was doing it. he was doing it when I was a little girl. He had snatched some girls that went on a school trip. She said my daughters was like, dog, man, he ought to be 90 or 80 or 90 years old now if he was snatching kids when you was a little girl. Oh my God. They said he was too old to still be doing the same thing if he was doing it since I was a little girl. He about 80 or 90. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. My kids tickled me so bad. I had to let them go because I ain't had no comeback for that one. They was like, he ought to be 80 or 90, mama, if he been doing it since you was a little girl. Dog, he too old to be snatching little girls now. Anyways, y'all, I wanted to talk about Key Glock. I wanted to talk about Kanye West, and I wanted to talk about Blac Youngsta. I had wanted to talk about Key Glock, get into talking about Key Glock because I was looking at a post that Key Glock had posted, and I kind of want to take y'all to it because I kind of touched on some stuff as it relates to Key Glock them yesterday. Hold on, I'm gonna take y'all to it. Y'all know y'all have to bear with me on this stuff. I'm gonna go to Instagram. I hope my Instagram is up because I don't remember the password. Let me see. Key Glock. Key Glock. If my kids heard me talking like this, talking about Key Glock, they would have a fit. Mom, why you have to say it like that? You so weird. I'm gonna see if that post is still up. Maybe he took it down. He might have took it down, but I was looking at it last night. I don't never screenshot stuff like that. Okay. But he was talking about he had been mad at the world. Oh, here it is right here. So let me take y'all to it. Okay. He posted, I've been mad at the world ever since bro died. Every smile I had been fake as F. Okay. I don't know what this one say. I think this one is something from a few minutes ago. He posted, I know what Dolph wanted me to do. I hate bro left me here with these nice ass niggas. And he says, I've been mad at the world ever since bro left. Okay. So it's coming up on Dolph's hey Monica. It's coming up on a year since Dolph was was um was assassinated, and it's quite natural that Key Glock would be in his feelings. He has not said a whole lot. And a lot of times when people are going through grief and things of that nature, because me personally, I have never hid it, and I never will, hide what I think as it relates to Key Glock, because I was told Key Glock had nothing to do with Young Dolph's murder. Okay. So of course I'm very supportive of him. And I could always see the grief, the hurt in his eyes, and I think it's got to be a little hurtful, even though, you would never know what a whole lot of guys, not unless they are emotional or crazy. He don't really seem to be that, as far as what I can see. But, even when he referenced Dolph, I've seen in posts, he would say, my other half. This is a man that helped him to get to where he is. I could tell, um, she said, I just told my baby girl that about Houston. She wanted to go there for her birthday this year. and and so I could see the hurt, as it relates to Key Glock, and even the other young men, but especially him, because he was up under Dolph the most, and I think it's a sad thing, and I think it gets more and more intense as November the 17th is fastly approaching. Okay, because it brings back up, even though you're still hurt, it brings back up those feelings of how you felt, the pain that you felt when you first heard that somebody assassinated him. Okay, it brings that back up, so I've always said that make sure y'all pray for Key Glock, because he is a target. I was talking about that yesterday. People fear his rise, with him being up under Dolph. Dolph was more vocal. Key Glock is younger at this point. He seems to be more reserved. Hey, Alan, he seems to be more reserved, but they don't know as he matures and gets older what he's going to grow into. Okay, those that's worried about it probably don't need to be worried about it, because they probably ain't gonna even be out. Okay, a lot of them are gonna be in jail. So to be consistently trying to stop the growth of somebody else is just evil on a whole nother level. Dolph, Glock looked up to Dolph. I believe the other ones did too, because before Dolph was assassinated, I saw an interview that Snoop Bands and Paper Route Wu, who grew up in the same neighborhood, I know Snoop Bands did, okay, as Dolph, and I believe Wu did too. They talked about how he was a genius, how he looked up to them, how I believe it was Snoop Bands. I believe it was Snoop Bands that said, he would pull up on them and make sure that, even before he signed them and break them off. I don't know if he was talking about money or what, but that's what I took, you know, and they looked up to him in his hood, especially coming from the exact same hood. So, I really I hate that this has happened. That's why I talk about it a lot. I hate that this has happened, and even the backstory of why it happened and what is happening now as they try and carry on. And I think people can be extremely animalistic because not it seems to me whoever was behind this, it's not enough that they just took Dolph out. Now it seems like to me, I'm hearing reports that they want to stop these young men from making money, as if they are God. Okay. And I've been meditating on some scriptures as it relates to that. So I'm just gonna put this into the atmosphere. I think Yo Gotti needs to calm down because some scriptures been put on top of his head. Okay, you know how they say they take their money to take other people's lives, which is evil on a whole another level. Okay. We've been putting scriptures, me and the praying warriors been putting scriptures on top of his head since he think that he is God, allegedly, and he can stop people from making money. Okay, so either he's gonna change his life or God gonna change him, his form. Okay. And it takes God to do stuff like that. Okay. Because I think it's a damn shame if you say that you are a boss and you sitting up allegedly. I have to say allegedly because it's in the atmosphere. I know they be looking at my show here. They need to get their lives together. Okay, I don't give a damn about them looking at my show. They need to get saved for real because they sick if they out here consistently doing this. And I've seen how they have taunted these young men. They need to get some God in their life for real. Okay. Okay, because it's wrong on a whole nother level. If you supposed to be a damn boss, you ain't even got time to be trying to stop some young men who is trying to pick up the pieces because some animals heinously gun their leader down. Okay, a bunch of damn animals. You ain't got time for stuff like that. So it's a power thing, and that's why I say we don't put scriptures on top of his head, because for people like him it takes God, because God is the biggest hitter. Okay, some of these folks are messing around and stroke up out of here. Okay, so I'm letting them know we don't put prayer on them, and I got a bunch of Holy Ghost filled praying words, because see, we've been praying against these curses that these witches been trying to send anyways and reversing them. And I got some powerful Holy Ghost filled firefold women on that praying line. And it makes me upset, okay, when I see young men like Key Glock them and where they came from, and all of this stuff is happening in the hoods, the conditions that they came from, and they ain't had nothing to do with Dolph's death. I don't care what nobody say, they ain't had nothing to do with it. Okay. People out of their own community consistently trying to stop their growth. Gregory says Boosie said him and his son Tootsie raw smoking on a Duke pack. Oh my God. I hope that's just a rumor. I know Boosie ain't that crazy. I hope Boosie ain't that crazy. I just don't. I just hope that he wouldn't be. I hope that that's just a rumor. You know how people spread false stuff. Okay. I should have put Boosie name in here too, but we'll say Boosie for another time. We got enough to talk about. But with Key Glock and seeing that, it really it bothers me. Of course, I'm sure that he is mad because for somebody to just take young Dolph's life like that, because they feel like that they feel like that they are God. Okay. Oh, James Richardson said no, they was talking about a dude in the house with them named Duke. Okay. And so that's why I say, y'all, I send my prayers out, to Key Glock, because as the time approached, and then they took Dolph out right around the holidays. It's something about these sick individuals that they like to take people away from their families around the holidays. Okay, now I understand why they say the FBI is always on stings around the holidays. That's their busiest season. It's starting to come out now, around the holidays, because a lot of these dime store hoods are so pathetic and sick that they like to take people away from their families because they're more lax around holidays. They're happier. I guess what they call lacking when they giving out turkeys, trying to help the damn communities they brought they maggot asses out of. The Lord stop me from cussing. Okay. And they feel like, oh, they lacking. They out here giving to our community, to the poor people. That's the opportunity to take them out. What kind of world do we live in? You over there, your grandmama them over there ain't got nothing. You ain't even able to give them nothing. A lot of them. You sitting up talking about big bro gave us some guns. Your grandmama house about to fall in. Your mama house about to fall in. I'm talking about these little dudes in the hood. Big bro ought to be trying to help you to put a roof on your mama's house. And you living in it. But you talking about he bringing a gun? That's why I say our people need repair. He gave me a $3,000 gun. Hell, a roof don't cost him about 25. If you can get the right person, tell him to help your mama them out. Okay? But that's why I say our people need repair, because they gas these kids up. God and them ought to be ashamed of their damn self. If they is doing this, using the emotion of these emotionally unstable young adults that's coming up now, he better watch out. Because God says, when I get them back, you're going to see me get them back. Now, it wouldn't be if it, God and Juke them came up from out of Memphis. And I was looking at Juke's page one day, and Juke's kids love him. And I love seeing men bond with their children. I do, because I had a daddy that didn't do nothing but like to slob all over our faces and stuff, and I hated it. But he didn't do nothing but show us love. Okay. But then I started thinking about young Dolph. Okay. And how young Dolph was a different person with his children too. His kids, Trey eyes is so sad, and these niggas sitting up talking about they smoking on a Dolph pack, little Migos. What kind of world do we live in? Okay. Now, they wanted the influence. Okay. They got it. Okay. They got it. How come they ain't trying to use the influence to try and help? Why in the hell you sending kids on dummy missions? Okay. Little bro, I'm gonna give you some money. You already see the conditions that they come from. I know the conditions. Y'all can't get me to say nothing bad about Glorilla. You know why I won't say anything bad about Glorilla? Excuse me. Glorilla is the same age as my girls. I've mentored girls. I work with battered women. I volunteer and work with battered women right now. Okay. And I know the area and the conditions that Glorilla came out of. Monica, that's what they tried to say. I tell you. I know the conditions that she came out of. So the only thing I've ever said was, you know, I hope she don't allow them to suck her into the fame and make them Negroes give her what she deserves, because she had already created a buzz for herself. They really hijacking her buzz. And because people know the conditions that she came out of, and she seems to be down the earth. they really want to see a win, especially the city of Memphis. Hell, I could never talk about a child that came from the areas that Glorilla came from, and she's helping to bring her family up out of something, even though the contract, the contract probably is hijacked and jacked up. I can't do that. Okay. Because I've always taught my girls to be the best that they could be. So I hope she get her money and make it long, because fame is short. And I know that people, especially when they are no good anyways, they have a habit of um getting you mesmerized with that fame while they take all the money. She needs to secure her future. That's the only thing I ever say about that. I can't really talk bad about other women. I'm a woman myself. I got my own businesses. I don't do that because I like to see women grow if they doing it right, except for these, excuse my French, these maggot bitches, excuse my French on that's out here letting these men use them to try and take another sister down. Not you. Hacking and stuff. Not you, bitch. Excuse my French. Okay. I don't believe Glorilla know a lot about the business, so I'm almost sure she, probably being taken advantage of. But they're gonna have to answer to God for that one, because God says when I get them back, you gonna see me get them back. Okay, so do CMG feel like, and all them damn people around Gotti that are robotic? Some of these damn men won't even get out here and go hard for their women like that. And they done laid and had 6, 7 babies. Somebody breaking in the house. Oh, I sure hate that for her. She ain't cook on time. Maybe that's God's will. Something happened to their mama. Man, that's messed up what they did to my mama. A man like got it with some money. It's on site. They going doing hits. They going tearing up every damn community that there ever was. Nigga, you don't do that for your kids. You don't even call your kids. You see your kids maybe once a month. You ain't doing that. I got to get the guarded. They talking about CMG. Have a seat. Okay. Me too, Clarinetta. And I don't even be wanting to talk about God it like this, but I know God and them be looking at my page, and I have to tell them about themselves. Okay. They ain't saying nothing. It seemed like some of the ones, because see, I be trying to figure out whose camp some of these trolls come from, because see, they come from different camps. I've had some of Goddess people. I think he might pay his people a little bit more. Cause I've had some people to come into my chat, okay, and I could tell they was from Gotti, but they weren't disrespectful. You just knew they was from him. Then I've had some, that come from certain camps, okay, that was affiliated with them. I could tell, and they was very uncouth. Okay, even some of these ones they hiring. Okay, they done gave the operation away. They get ready to get them in a whole lot of trouble. They need to stop paying them. Somebody get mad at me now. Dang on, she trying to stop us for getting my $50 from harassing everybody. These niggas will do any damn thing for a damn dollar. What is our world coming to? Okay, $50 a month. Okay, to troll. That's about $1 a day. Ain't even got no pride about what they do. Ain't our people is really just lost. Our people is really just lost. We need some help. Okay? We need some help. And as happy as I be, because I've always liked to work with people in our community, that's why I talk a lot of crap now. But who wants better from our community than me? I talk much shit about black men, call them cuckabug heads, no good dogs, pathetic. Some of them is. But who's smarter than a lot of the black men? Okay. They're supposed to be protecting the women and the children. And so it comes out of frustration because they will coddle around another man and put themselves in positions to leave their women and children out here to fend for themselves. I'm gonna go do a hit. Nigga, you can't even read. How come you don't go read? Go learn how to read. Okay. How you spell hit? Hot. That's hot. You can't even spell. And see, that's why I say we got our priorities mixed up. Okay. Because when we help these people to make money, because I've heard your guy did talk about Memphis ain't did nothing for him. Hell, Memphis was the one that supported him before anybody else really supported him. He got the issues confused. Okay. Godson says, I sold my soul to God and he pays me very well. Well, praise God. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay. And these people have a responsibility to the communities to help to make them rich. Okay. They have a responsibility to these kids and some of they lost parents because a lot of these kids' parents are screwed up, especially these younger ones. Okay. And what they put into the atmosphere, there's nothing right about what they are doing. Like I was saying, I can't understand how people can get what they got off of the bloodshed and the hurt of other families and then stand on their soapbox and talk about God did it. You sick bastard. You sick. But that's what's going on. Okay. So they want to mess with Key Glock. The child is hurting. I've always stood 10 toes down with that. Okay. I've always stood 10 toes down. Dolph was taken away from them abruptly and in a heinous manner. Okay. Key Glock is hurting. And so he's left, he's a target. Dolph was their protector. You could tell Dolph knew how to handle that. Even if it bothered him, you couldn't really tell. But Dolph got his money. He had studied what to do. They couldn't stop him. This has happened abruptly. Key Glock has been put out front to help to carry on. Okay. All right. And they want to stop him because they fear him. And that's all that's going on. They fear his rise. But let me just tell them a little secret, okay? All of the people that they have on here to report back to them, hell, I heard they be on here, okay? And we got the praying warriors on here for them too. So if y'all coming on here and y'all got y'all people watching from them burner phones or whatever y'all use, okay? Um, and y'all coming on here with any evil eyes, I got some praying warriors on here. Don't have a heart attack. You better have a good heart up in here. Okay. But But just let me say this to them. Now, new era, he is hurt. Okay. Just because somebody don't speak on somebody all the time, it don't mean nothing. My grandmother died who was hurt her more hurt than me. And I couldn't speak on her for almost a whole year. People handle stuff differently. I couldn't even ride past the hospital that she had died, that St. Francis, the one that they killed her in, because they sure enough killed her. They killed her. Don't send y'all folks to St. Francis in Memphis. They killed her. They let her choke to death. Okay. But I couldn't even go that way on the expressway. I would always go around the other way, past Jackson, Hollywood. I would go that way. Okay. Because I could not, I would always go the longer ways because for years I couldn't ride past the hospital. I just could not do it. So I can't understand how people can get on the internet and talk about how people grieve, especially people you don't even really know. Okay. Hey, D H Hop, when you say everything's supposed to be about Dolph, Key Glock has a career. Are you saying that he's not supposed to promote his career? He has to promote himself? On his albums, he can't put this is a Dolph album. He could put dedicated to Dolph, but he can't put it's a Dolph album. He has to put his own name. Okay. And see, when people, and that's another thing, like when people, want a reason to point the finger at you, it ain't nothing you could do that was right. I remember when my grandmama died at the funeral, I was in shock. All I could do, this is a woman that helped to raise me. We were all joined at the hip. One of the strongest women that I knew, real tough. Real tough. My mother is real soft. My grandmother was real hard. She did not play with people. Okay. And I remember I was staring straight ahead at her casket because I was in disbelief that a woman that had been with me my whole life was laying in that casket. I could not believe it. And I was in a daze. And people don't know what was going through my mind. And I never even said this. I was thinking about when I was looking at her casket how God had raised Lazarus up. And that's what was going through my mind. And I knew she had already, been to, um, what do you call it? The Undertaker and all of that. I know all of her organs and stuff was out, but I was like, God, I know she in this casket, but you raised Lazarus from the dead. Give me my grandmama back. And it was somebody at the funeral talking about I had, because they called me Chrissy. I was looking right at Chrissy. Now I know how her grandmama loved her because that was her first grandbaby. I don't even think I seen her crying. Bitch, you don't know what was going through my mind, bitch. I didn't talk to her for a long time either. My mama had to get my mama. See, my mama one of those real forgiving ones. And I said that to say this: you don't ever know what a person was going through. I was in disbelief. I was in a daze. I was trying to go in the spiritual and talk to God to ask him to raise my grandmama out of that casket. You don't ever know what people are going through. And this bitch was looking for something. Okay. So I said that to say that you don't ever know how people grieve. You don't know what they go through. And I couldn't talk about her for almost a year. And I had to get grief counseling. Okay. But one thing that I had to accept is that my grandmother was a strong woman. If she wasn't ready to go and be with God, she would have pulled through because she had that will. And that's the only thing that gave me comfort because her husband had already passed on. She was ready to go. And I had to accept that. So anytime these devils think that they can take you out of here, that they can speak evil on you and every curse is already reversed to them and their family, can't nothing happen to you unless God says it's so. And then you ready to go on to another dimension because we go it's dimensions in this. So when you have people like God in them that think that they God, you have to go back to the beginning, and that's the word of God, and put God on them because that's the only thing that's going to shut them down. When they think they putting bags on top of people's heads, when they think that they can stop people from their blessing, when they sending out all of these imps that's lost anyways, instead of trying to help them. Memphis is suffering. How come they ain't trying to help these little dudes that's out here doing anything for $1? They hurting. They probably ain't never really even had no guidance. You in a position to do that. But instead, all y'all know how to do is consistently destroy. But God says, when I get them back, you're going to see me get them back. It's imminent. Because whoever was in this that did this to Dolph, they already lined up. It ain't no need in paying another damn vlogger to try and change it or harass. Whoever did this and was involved in this case with Dolph, they already lined up. So it ain't nothing I can say or nobody else could say that could ever change that. But sometimes people hurt themselves more. They go get people that ain't even got nothing to lose. And it ain't gonna change nothing. People have become too comfortable with thinking that they can violate other people like they got that right just because I want to do it. The devil is a lie. Harasser. She ain't saying what we want her to say. Harasser. I give you some money, little bruh. These managers. Okay? And they end up getting you caught up in other stuff. And themselves too, especially if they in some illegal stuff. Okay? But it's sad, as it relates to Key Glock. I stand 10 toes down on my show, on the Real Talk with Tamara show about Key Glock. Key Glock ain't had nothing to do with Dolph's death. I believe the people that know. And I believe he is hurting about Dolph. But as I was getting ready to say before, for those who think that they can stop what God has for somebody else, God will take you up out of here like 40 going up. You'll die faster than full-blown AIDS trying to stop what has already been predestined, that was already preordained for Key Glock's life. God and Juke ain't God or nobody else, Blac Youngsta either. But they can bring curses up on themselves. It's a damn shame this man's family and his artists already got a deal with what has happened to him without people being paid to try and go straight after his artist and destroy his legacy. Because it's always, that's how you know a lot of these label heads, they ain't got no sense anyways. It's always the demon that you don't see that's behind them. Their goal is go after the legacy. And you get these black cuckabug heads that go right in trying to destroy. And it's always just to stagnate them. They want traces of everything that relates to young Dolph tainted because they never want an artist to come up and do what young Dolph did independently. That's it. It's all about keeping y'all asses enslaved. Young artists, young dudes that's out here talking about I'm in the rap game. Nigga, they want you to be a slave. And they give people and I'll say allegedly, like Gotti, money and back his label. And Gotti needs to be ashamed of himself because Gotti came from out the trenches, okay? To promote that. You don't need to be independent. You need a record label to back you so that they can always keep you enslaved when Gotti and Juke and Dolph should have been trying to stay linked up and be the first to be Memphians, businessmen in Memphis, to make being independent popular and prosperous. Okay? But they didn't do that. Okay? Y'all hit the like button. I don't be watching the like buttons. Y'all hit the like button. They say we only got 64 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Let's send the likes up. Let's send the likes up. Okay. Come on, y'all. Let's get up to 100 likes. Those in the bushes too. Just hit the like button, please. Okay. And so you'll never see me, getting on here and being harder on the people that have been affected by this hard more than I would ever be by, especially the people who have been charged with this. There have been at two that we know of. We don't know what all they got going on here. We don't know who all in they got. Okay. But these are people that have been charged and they got 800 pages and counting. Okay. So I could never go in, be madder at the people that has been affected and truly loved him and that actually had a relationship with him that's affected even more than his fans. Okay. I could never go in on them and not the people that has participated in the assassination of this young man. It's just evil on a whole nother level. And one of the reasons I continuously talk about the Young Dolph's case, it's not to even really be hard on anybody. It's to bring attention to a problem that got to be capped. God didn't want it to be the head or something. What nigga, you got it in your mind. Okay. Now why don't you do something positive with it? Stop sending these little dudes out or getting your people to send them out. If you truly want to see them win, tell them about real estate. You say you a boss. I'm sure you got properties and stuff. Let them talk to some of your business consultants. Stop using other folks' kids as hitmen and ruining their lives. Okay? Stop doing that. Y'all destroying the damn black community. I saw Moneybagg Yo. Now Moneybagg Yo has good music. I can't take that from him because see, I ain't no hater. And I'm not a liar. And I'm not a liar because I'm not a coward. Okay? So Moneybagg Yo has good music. Moneybagg Yo is a star. I'm sure he ain't getting the money he could be getting because they got him tied up in all kinds of deals, but he getting what he got more than what he ever had in his whole life. So he ain't gonna really think about it until years later after they've raked him over the coals, because if they giving him $1 million, that means that they made 10 off of him, but he ain't never had $1 million, so he'll take that. Okay. That's why they get people like Moneybagg them that come from out of the trenches. But I was sitting up looking at Moneybagg's a post that Moneybagg had posted, and he was like, "Yeah, you got your first body and you talked." Nigga, you don't think with the way The community, especially the Black community, has made you a star that you ain't got nothing else better to say than that, nigga. Y'all the ones ruining the Black community. That's all you got to say? You don't think you have a responsibility to the people that has helped to make you rich? In other words, do my dirt and keep your mouth closed. Ruin your life. Okay? Ruin your life for me. That's all they got to say to these young adults that's already lost. Moneybagg ass ain't no spring chicken no more. I believe he about 30 something. Okay? But that's just it. We're consistently funding terrorists and we give them that power, or they have the illusion of power because of money. Okay? And all they can do is get on because a lot of them, and they think it ain't obvious, but it is. They run in gang organizations. Okay? They run in organizations and you got all these millions of dollars. Okay? Instead of, you got all these little dudes around you. If all of them can't rap, why don't you teach them how to invest in something? A guy that say he a businessman, that's what he say. Juke say he one too. Okay, they say they businessmen. How come they're not giving back? They got a business set up in the Memphis community. How come they ain't giving back to the Memphis community? All these little dudes that's around them, if they can't rap, why don't they tell them, look here, you got to get your mind right. I want to help you with some stuff. I want to help you to make some money, and ain't selling my weed either. It's questionable about why the DEA out there, but that's another story. I digress on that. As a matter of fact, that ain't even no story. I want to talk about that. But I want to help you get your mind right. The money is in real estate and land. You know how to fix cars or something like that. You know how to do something. You know maybe a smoke shop. I guess whatever it is. Hey, I got a business consultant. I'll do a class for y'all little niggas, but y'all mind got to be right if y'all want to make some money, because y'all can't make me look bad. Y'all can't be out there destroying our community. It's time to come up out of that, but they don't ever want them to think like that because they want to be able to pay them to go do a hit. Okay, and I'm just saying anybody in general. Okay, and it's wrong and it's sick on so many levels, to the point that they feel like that they can put hits on people's characters. That's character assassination and financial status. And that's where the hit comes from, on trying to blackball people. That's putting a hit on somebody's bag on making money. And this stuff has got to stop. It's got to stop. Okay. I know they say I'm probably F that crazy because they think women crazy. But they listening. They know they know I'm not crazy. Okay? They know I'm not. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put y'all on mute for just a minute. Okay, y'all. I sleep with the air on. I have to sleep with the air on and up on the cover, y'all. And so I had to blow my nose. I didn't want y'all to hear it. Shoot, I got a little head cold. But I can't sleep without that air on. I be hot, but it's giving me a cold. Okay. But I wanted to let me look at the comments before I move on to Kanye. But anyways, y'all, Key Glock got a album coming out called Glocktober. Uh, Rest in peace, Young Dolph. Is his album out and he's still rising. And here's the thing. They better be careful, because even with all of the daggers that are being thrown at Key Glock, God just keeps on blessing him. That's if I was them, see, that's how you know people ain't got no God in them. When you consistently come at people and they keep moving up, that means that person has the favor of God on their life, which means anybody that is in tune to the spiritual knows that I better get back, because God gonna handle me on that one. They just keep on messing with him and he just keep on going up. He got Dolph in the spiritual that's stepping, that I believe that's still walking around until all these Negroes get justice for how they abruptly interrupted his life. That's something they can't put a hit on. That's what they mad about, a lot of them. We killed it to him. Why is this going on? Because he's still stepping in the spiritual, and now he's working with the Almighty God. That's a deadly combination. It's imminent. Y'all going down, and they work to give clues and step and kind of give clues to the FBI and the DEA. They open up a whole nother can of worms when they killed that boy. They should have just left him alone. That's what they should have did. They should have left him alone. And I promise you that. Okay. But rest in peace, Young Dolph. When Glock album coming out? Finesse signed 2 more people than New Edition. I think I'm gonna do a vlog on Finesse. I like Finesse. Let's see. I don't like what they doing to Finesse. Let's see. Rest in peace, Young Dog says no. He pushed it back. Daddy are resetting dates. The plan messed up. Supposed to drop back to back to back, but it's gonna start when Snoop them drop they tape. Done now. Okay. Giving out bikes don't count. That's a tax write-off. Who gave out some bikes? Who gave out some damn bikes? Melody says craft shops, so many ways and things you can be selling and asking. Memphis won't ever get better when FedEx leaves. It's done for. Well, the man that owns FedEx lives in Memphis. If FedEx might shut down everywhere else, but Fred Smith lives in Memphis. Memphis rappers giving out bikes. Who? I ain't heard that. Who giving out bikes? Well, they need to give all the kids a bike, because the ones they don't give a bike ain't gonna do nothing but steal them. And then, depending on what neighborhood they in, they gonna go and try to get their bike back, and a kid gonna end up being killed. Give all of them a bike. What Memphis rappers giving out bikes? Cause I ain't heard about no Memphis rapper giving out no bike. He said, read my top comment. I don't see it. And I went all the way back up. I didn't see it. If they're making as much money as they say, they ought to go to the school, every school in Memphis. And every child in every grade in every school in Memphis ought to get a bike. A bike don't cost nothing but what? $100 maybe? I want to know what rappers giving out bikes, because I ain't heard it. I'm interested in that. What rapper is giving out a bite? Um, Key got a Glocktober. Key got a song Glocktober featuring Brick Wolf Pack unofficially. Not drop yet. Okay, Miss Catherine. Rest in peace, Young Dog said that's gonna be on Brick Tape. Okay. How come they don't, if they really making the money that they say, how come they don't make sure these kids got hooked on phonics? Do they still make that? What it is teaching these kids and stuff how to read and spell. A lot of these kids can't even spell their own damn names. First of all, their mamas and stuff was screwed up when they named them. What's your name? Hennessy. I'm gonna tell y'all the saddest thing I seen was, and you know, the news media like to make fun of black people. Um, they had a a girl on there. Her name was Erica, and her mama spelled it like she said it, like she taught Erica. Now I got an uncle named Eric, and his daughter name is Erica, and she spelled it with an A because his name is spelled with an A. His name is really Eric, and her name would really be Erica, but she pronounces it Erica because she can with an A. But on the news media, they had this girl on there. Her name was spelled It's supposed to be. It was supposed to be Erica. Her mama spelled it like she said it, Erica, AIR, like the air. And they asked her how did she feel being named Erica and seeing that Erica, you know, that the majority of the Ericas was. What did she think about that? She was like, that name looked weird. She never knew Erica was supposed to be. I had never knew that Erica was supposed to start with an E. Did y'all hear me? That's what she said. A lot of these kids can't spell their names. Hell, their mamas didn't know how to spell their names. So how can we be mad at them? Okay. What's your name? Jackie. How you spell it? K-A-K? They don't even know how to pronounce they don't even know their sounds and their alphabets. That's the reason why they're spelling these kids' names with letters that don't even go with the name. You're spelling Jackie with a K. Their mamas didn't know. So if you see all this illiteracy because poverty ignites crime, instead of sending them on dummy missions, why don't you help them? Okay. But anyways, I want to talk about Kanye too. I'm gonna get on to Kanye because people been talking about Kanye West. Child, they say he say um hold on, I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on. You know, I knew this was gonna. Okay. Let me see if I can pull it up, y'all. Hold on. Y'all, wait a minute. Okay. So let's talk about Kanye because we got to get the Blac Youngsta. But let's talk about Kanye for a minute. I'm getting ready to go to y'all. What is going on with Kanye? Why won't he shave? What is in his mouth? Lord have mercy. I ain't mad at Kanye though, because Kanye is very intelligent. Let's see something. Okay, let me go back. I thought it was gonna be saying something. It says Kanye West not only claims that Black Lives was a scam, but he also seemingly took credit for moving the discussion away from the movement and unto himself just a day after debuting and wearing a White Lives Matter shirt at his Yeezy fashion show. So that's what people mad about. Now y'all look at how Kanye looked from the back, y'all. Y'all, they got him in a sunken place. That's the reason why I was praying when Key Glock when Kim, see, they was gonna send Kim out because see, Key Glock is independent. They was gonna send Kim Kardashian out to try to get him because you know anybody that deals with them Kardashian women is done for. They look at what they did to Lamar Odom. Look at what they done did to Kanye. Kanye is in a sunken place. Have y'all ever seen that movie Get Out? They done did him in. Look at how Kanye looked from the back, how his clothes fit him. Kanye had swag. Kanye, even his disposition is an old white man now. I believe, like on that movie Get Out, they done put somebody else's brain inside of him. Thank you, Tree Tree, for the new membership. Okay, so they mad at Kanye because Kanye say Black Lives Matter was a scam. Well, hell, I believe him. I mean, y'all, must we really get into this? Because y'all know I'll go in. Do y'all want me to talk about this? Because I'm getting ready to go in. Y'all know this is my top. This is my kind of topic. I got to get on Blac Youngsta ass, but y'all know I will go in on this, and I'm serious. Okay. Now, people get mad because Kanye say Black Lives Matter was a scam. Who funds Black Lives Matter? What has Black Lives Matter did for us? We know Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Our lives do matter. But when is black people gonna get the damn memo? Because what I see is way more black on black crime. See, I get mad at these Negroes when they start this mess now. Black lives have matter. Nigga, you just killed 10 people last week. What you talking about though? But they had said it. We gonna ride. Okay. What he say, Monica? What who? Uh, New era? Let me just say this, New era. We support Key Glock in my chat. Okay. You got a right to feel whatever you want to. We just don't promote that propaganda in my chat. Key Glock ain't dealing with Kim K. He ain't. Okay. Okay. Well, if she promoted promo for him, well, she just she, you know. But I think they was trying to put Kim K. Okay. On Glock. That would have been a way if he had been, you know, how some of these men like, you know, these inflated women. And look here, I'm not a prejudiced person. Don't take this personal, but it's seeming to me that a lot of black men now don't like nothing better. And if it don't apply to you, black men, you're not going to get mad at me. But it seems like it's on the rise that a lot of these black men don't like nothing better than a white woman with inflated breast and booty and a man. Okay, I mean, I didn't say nothing wrong because I'm telling the truth. They wants another man and an inflated blow up white woman. Okay, and they treat they women and they black women and they children wrong because that's what they want. But I digress on that. Okay. But I think that they was going to use Kim Kardashian to try and get Glock, and because he's independent, and probably get him out of here. Okay, because if you want your career messed up, you go on and get you a Kardashian. They ain't got the power they once had because they done got old. I see now, since they done ruined all the black men, I see now they back dating white men, and they seem to be trying to grow up. Okay. They marketed them, these cuckabug head black men made them famous. A bunch of whores. And I don't mean no harm because that's how they act. Inflated breasts and stuff. I want my woman to look like a Kardashian. These black women always had butt and hips and breasts and stuff, and they was real. Okay. She got cellulite. Well, that means her booty real. Okay. That means her booty real. They want to talk about their women. Okay. I want me a Kardashian looking like, nigga, I ain't even cut your hair in a month. And your woman was still with you. She was with you when you was going bald, and you had in the middle of your middle of your head, you had a windshield up there. And you talking about the Kardashians. Okay. All right. So Kanye says that, white lives matter. Well, white lives do matter. White lives matter. All lives matter. Every human life matters. Even these dogs that they tries to run over when they in the street, they matter. You evil when you hurt animals too. Okay, because I love animals. You evil when you do stuff like that. But they get mad at Kanye because he say Black Lives Matter was a scam. Well, hell, it was. Who was funding it? I don't know. Why was it even organized? Because hell, it ain't stopping no killings. I would think they would be out in the hoods where people are dying. Multiple people are dying daily. How come they ain't got their asses out there? You see that more than you see a white police officer. See, they sensationalize it to get black people emotional because we're emotional people. Okay. Fox News, all of them. That's how they raise their ratings, by playing black people, and we fall for it every time. I don't give a damn about that organization. It ain't doing a damn thing. And so then you get a lot of these nappy head, cuckabug head Negroes that's supposed to be leaders that ain't doing nothing about all of this poverty and crime and killing that's going on every day in the black community. Black lives been mattering. How come they only come out when it's a white police officer that they say has killed a black person? It don't happen as often as the black on black crime. So all these niggas screaming on every rooftop talking about Kanye, hell, y'all don't even believe Black Lives Matter. The ones that's doing it, getting ready to go kill somebody tonight because he got more money than him. So I don't buy into stuff like that. Okay? Al Sharpton and them supposed to be leaders. They get in front of the camera and work with Fox News and all of them to get us emotional. We gonna ride. Nigga, you won't even go get a damn job. You won't even go get a job. As soon as a white police officer, and if it's unjust, there has to be, but see, we ain't proactive. How come we ain't working? Because see, the way we deal with stuff like that is whatever judge that let that police officer go, or whoever, whatever sheriff or whoever, or whoever the politicians are that's not making the laws stringent for stuff like that. And these officers who blatantly kill somebody unjustly or whoever get out, then we need to vote them out. We don't do that. I ain't gonna vote. But you'll get up out of bed and you sleep and slob and spit all day, won't go get a darn job to save your life, won't even wash your ass. We get ready to go tear up some. We gonna go shake some. Why? We better tear the shit up. We rioting, looting, any reason to destroy. Hell, you ain't even got no damn car. You ain't even got skates to get nowhere. But you're gonna tear up you're gonna go and set on fire the one black store in your neighborhood, because Black Lives Matter kind of encouraged them to do all that because it's white folks that's funding it. Now you done tore up your own neighborhood. You done set Miss Hattie Mae house on fire. Your neighbor, we sending a message. Why you set her house on fire? We sending a message. Tearing up your own damn neighborhood. And then gonna sit your ass up. Man, our neighborhood look bad. They ain't trying to do nothing. You done tore it up. The one store that's in your neighborhood, you done went and set on fire, and it's black owned. What kind of mess is that? You ain't got no car to get to the store. You ain't got no skates to skate to the store. You ain't got nothing. You ain't nothing. A lot of you. Because all you want to do is destroy. But as soon as somebody comes to the neighborhood, I go, well, look here. I go on my TV show. Let's have a workshop, because I've done that before. I want to come to Orange Mound. I want to come to here. I want to set up, and we're going to rock the vote. I want to get y'all registered to vote. I have the people out there. You got misdemeanors. We can get that off of your record so you can go, and you got felonies, class E's, low class felonies. We can work with that. But you're going to have to sign up to vote. I ain't coming to no workshop. I ain't voting. You won't even go to work so that you could take care of your kids, and you got about 12. But you will get up and go set stores on fire and loot. Do y'all hear me? Looting. They want to look for any reason. Black Lives Matter kind of encourage that, to go into these stores and tear up these stores. Okay? And they going out. What you going in stores bringing out drink machines and stuff for? Just another reason for destruction. And after all of that is done, and all of that destruction is done to your own damn neighborhood, because see, when you start getting close to the white folks' neighborhood, you're going to start dying. They're going to say, oh, no, we got to stop this. They're getting too close to our neighborhoods. It's okay for their neighborhoods. We kind of gas them up to tear up their own neighborhoods, to destroy the black businesses. So now they got to come out to the white businesses. These cuckabug heads ain't worth a damn. A lot of them. And so they mad at Kanye West because they done put him in a sunken place, and he telling the truth. He telling some truth. If Black Lives Matter, then prove that Black Lives Matter. Let's stop killing each other. I can't get mad at him because he said white lives matter. Hell, white lives do matter. Ain't nobody got no business. Just like Miss Elizabeth Fletcher, that white lady that cuckabug head went and abducted and then raped and beat and raped. Her life matter. Her life matter more than his, because he been destroying the black community. We don't need him in our community. I don't. Why? So he can rape and kill the women? Her life mattered. She got children. Her life absolutely mattered. It mattered more than that cuckabug head that took it out to me. That took her out to me, because he's a destroyer. So ain't nothing wrong with Kanye saying that white lives do matter. All lives matter. But for these cuckabug heads that's got a problem with him saying that they the ones out there killing. Nigga, you don't even care about your own damn community. You don't know how to treat the women and children in the community. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, Black Lives Matter is a scam. That's what I believe. They ain't doing nothing. How come we ain't holding their feet to the fire? Where they at? It's been so much crime in Memphis, it don't make no sense. They got a branch in Memphis. Where they at? Where they at? I ain't seen them. And then you got these sellout politicians like Al Sharpton. How old is he? Because his time ought to be almost up. Okay. That will sensationalize and get in front of the camera and egg black people on, but you don't see him with all this black on black crime. It's way more black on black crime. How come we don't see him? Okay. How come Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and them came from an era where they saw Dr. King organize the People's March? It takes organization and togetherness. Okay. Black people get mad when somebody else is getting more of the shine. That's the reason why they couldn't have never lined Dr. King up if you didn't have a bunch of cuckabug heads up under him working with him to line him up. That's the reason why black people can't move ahead, because we are our own worst enemy. Jealous hearted. They fear the rise of another black person that's actually got the mind and the mentality to help to bring us out of bondage. I think about all of the young men that are down in their grave that could have made a difference in the music industry, like Young Dolph. Okay. Young Dolph was one of them. You had cuckabug heads that took him up out of here because of their jealousy when he could have laid the blueprint for all of them, especially if they wanted to get in the industry so that they would not be gang raped by the industry, right? Slaves. There's another rapper that I always talk about named Rich Lord. Yeah, Rich Lord was out in the street, but Rich Lord was smart. I hate to think about what they did to Rich Lord, because I believe some people, that was around him lined him up, because Rich Lord had a determination and he was not a coward. Okay. And he was smart. Okay. And he was vocal. Okay. So Rich Lord was taken out. It's so many more people. Why are we allowing people to pay us to take out people that could help to bring the black community out of bondage? Nigga, you taking out people for people that's wanting to keep you in bondage. What kind of sense do that make? Why you do it? What, we all supposed to be slaves. That's how sick our people are. I'm a slave. Was a slave. They gonna have to be a slave too, or else we just gonna have to kill them. We don't need them in our community. I don't want them in our community. So, I mean, he didn't say nothing wrong. White lives matter. Black lives matter. White lives matter. I'm gonna tell y'all something. One of the places that I love to vacation, and I ain't been in 3 years, and I'm going next year, is New York City. I love New York because of how eclectic it is. You can go to Chinatown, you can go to they got little areas, Little Italy. You go to the Jewish community. In the Jewish community, they got their own bank. The Asian community there, they got their own bank. They got all of these communities. When you go in the last time I was there, when you go in these communities, you get authentic food because they're owned by, like it's family owned. So you get the authentic Italian or Asian or whatever. But what I noticed was in their communities, you don't see black businesses set up in their communities because they support their own. They ain't killing each other. It could be about 7 or 8 Chinese restaurants. They ain't mad and hating on each other. They work together. But when you go over there in Harlem, you see all other races set up in the black community hijacking the Black community. It's okay because the mentality of us, we such slaves, a lot of us. It's okay for anybody else to come into our communities and hijack our communities as long as it's not another Black person. We got to kill him. He just want to be a uppity Negro. We ain't never supposed to be nothing. Everybody hijacks the Black community. And we okay with it as long as it's not another Black person that's getting ahead. Same thing happened to Dolph. That's the reason why I ain't letting up on these Negroes. I'm not letting up on them. And I'm covered by the blood of Jesus, okay, and law enforcement, okay? But more so the blood of Jesus. They can try to come and attack me. God gonna get them back instantly. And whoever child's life, if they was to ever try to do it, that they would think, because see, what these kids don't understand is when they send you out on hits, they set up and evaluated your life and say, this one right here don't mean ain't worth shit. Okay? So we'll send him on a dummy mission. But whoever that they try to send on a mission, if they ever decide to against me, God is going to give that child an awakening, and that organization is going to go down. The child is going to have an awakening, and he going to go to the FBI that's probably already looking at a lot of the behinds anyways. And that's the prayer, and it has gone forward. And I got praying warriors on here. That's what's going to happen. So y'all better think again before you come at me, because there's a price to pay. Me and my whole family covered by the blood of Jesus. You try it, God is going to give whoever you try to get to do it an awakening, and they're going to get filled with the Spirit of God and go straight to the FBI and start giving away your operation, and y'all going to go down faster than you're going to go down. Okay? As Minister Farrakhan says, I ain't here by myself, for myself, by myself. I got a higher power backing me, and you better know it when I tell you. Okay? So I don't see anything wrong with what Farrakhan has done. Okay. I don't see. I mean, not with Kanye. Kanye ain't saying nothing wrong. White lives do matter. White lives do matter. You right, New Era. I'm not speaking it into existence. I come against it in the name of Jesus. But white lives do matter. Okay. All lives matter. And if Black people want everybody to start taking us seriously, we got to let them know that Black lives matter. I remember a time you couldn't get a man. Okay. Not unless he was sick to violate a woman. I grew up around men that were hardcore thugs. Player Coach said, long live Rich Lord. Yeah, long live Rich Lord. Rich Lord would have been long live rest in peace, a lot of cash, Desto, Snooty Wiles and Dolph. Absolutely. Okay. Rich Lord would have been a lot. Rich Lord was very smart. And I found out later that Rich Lord's brother, Freddie B, and my cousins and them hang really tight. I hadn't seen him in a long time. He might be in jail or something. Because they all ran tight in the same circles, child. And I don't want to talk about that. But he was a cool dude. I'm talking about his brother. Okay. She said a bunch of sick freaks. Absolutely. But you have all of these businesses in New York, like I was saying, but Black people don't want to see other Black people move ahead, y'all. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that. And it nothing makes me prouder than to see, because see, I might be a lot of things. I ain't never been a jealous person. And the reason I've never been a jealous person, your long live infamous Lord, is I think his name was Ricky. You know what? Ricky, I grew up in Twinkletown. Him and Paul and them, we all lived in the same neighborhood. Him and Paul, DJ Paul was his uncle. But they told everybody it was brothers. When we moved from out of South Memphis, we moved to Twinkletown. And Paul never, I think Juicy and them grew up in North Memphis. Paul grew up in Twinkletown because they was living over there and we moved over there. Because him and Ricky and them used to always be coming around into our driveway, and we'd be standing outside messing with us on their red moped, child. Back then they had mopeds. African Americans lost do the five. But we gotta stop that. All of these brilliant minds get taken out. But what I was ready to say is I was talking about Rich Lord brother and my cousins, hardcore thugs. My cousins and them now, and they're a little older than me. You cannot get them. And I don't agree with how they are, and they have all these different women. I don't agree with that. I don't like when they do stuff like that to women. Okay? But you can't get them to argue and stuff with women. They'll look right at the TV. And you talking about hardcore gutter thugs. Ain't gonna let they women get into no gossipy stuff. Ain't finna let they women get into their men stuff. And ain't get ready to argue with them. Ain't get ready to put their hands on them. Okay? To get up and walk out. Real men. Okay? But now you have these men that will, and it was always, especially the real gangsters. You don't touch the women and the children, or you're going to have a problem. Women and children there, you go back when it ain't no women and children there. But you got these so-called OGs, because this younger generation is messed up mentally. They'll tell them, kill everything moving. I was just completely, I'm in a shock how these men taking out women. I ain't talking about these ones with domestic violence. They sick. They been doing it. I'm talking about these supposed to be gangsters. They didn't touch the women and the children. These folks taking out their own mamas. I was looking at a case the other day where somebody just last month took out his own mama because he got mad at her. About 20 years old. A so-called thug. What is going on today? And so, yeah, white lives matter, black lives matter, all lives matter. But these folks sitting up talking about they mad at Kanye. Kanye ain't said nothing wrong. Maybe they need to do the history. They need to go and start doing the research of Black Lives Matter and see where it originated from and who is funding it. And stop allowing everybody to get us emotional. Okay? Okay? We got to stop that. You got men, these OGs are supposed to be directing these young dudes, okay? They're supposed to be directing them in the right direction. What kind of world do we live in when we're taking human lives and laughing about it? I've never seen anything like this in my life, where you can take a life and then say, I'm smoking on a Dolph pack, or I'm smoking on something. That's sick. That's not even human. That's really barbaric. Okay. So to sum it all up with Kanye West, hell, yeah, I believe that Kanye is in a sunken place, but he still ain't crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with Kanye. He ain't said nothing wrong. Hell, I think all lives matter. Every human life matters. And when people get around here talking about, well, they just because cause black people says, we just have it hard. What are you doing to try to change that? What you doing? What you implementing? How you trying to get people together to organize for our community so we can so if it's so bad in our community, what are you doing to try to help to change that? How are you motivating the people to try and change it? Okay. All right. Cause see, I'm not a complainer. My dad just didn't really let us do a whole lot of complaining. I was spoiled. But as far as doing a whole lot of complaining about issues, I don't do a whole lot of complaining about issues because issues that's stuff that can be changed. What are you going to do to change it? Well, they ain't gonna listen to me. See, people got a whole lot of excuses. Okay. They got more excuses than a junkie. Okay. They ain't gonna do nothing. They just want to complain. Well, if Black Lives Matter, how come collectively we don't come together and vet the politicians? Because the politicians on a city and county level is more important than even the president. Because they're gonna handle all the money that's coming into our community. How come we ain't getting together and making sure we vet some of these politicians to make sure that they allocate those funds in our community like they should and bring good jobs into the community? And I ain't got time to do nothing like that. Well, then Black lives don't matter because what we do ain't even about us. It's about the people that come behind us. I always say that. What we do is not about us. It's about our children and their children. But people so selfish, it's ridiculous. They don't think that, well, I had got to live my life. Nigga, you 80. You done lived your life. You ought to be trying to sit down. Okay? But instead, you got 80 years old. 80, this they still out here having babies here. This Viagra done made a fool out of a whole lot of these men. Okay? But y'all, we just our mindsets gotta change. Lord, they spam in the chat. Where Monica at? Monica, where Monica at? Y'all, they spam in the chat. Get them out of here. I just got that one out of here. Okay. So I think that it's hey, I'm not mad at Kanye. I thought my moderators was in here. I haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention to the chat. I thought my moderators was in here. Okay. Now I want to move on to Blac Youngsta. Okay. Now, you know, what made me talk about Blac Youngsta is that I saw the Blac Youngsta had dropped the video. Okay. We are on the grid if they see a bunch of non-voters or votes that isn't theirs in an area. Laugh out loud, you're getting the middle finger. Talk about it, Miss T. It's not about race in the community, it's facts and the truth in the word. Absolutely. Okay. So I saw the video and I saw a little bit of it. It's really hard for me to look at anything that Blac Youngsta puts out. And I always try to click on it and to watch it. And I never can. Okay. And I'm gonna tell y'all something that I've started doing even before I get on YouTube now because I see it's so many demonic forces. YouTube is not like it was when I first got on years ago. Okay. What I do is I start praying before I ever even click on the app. Okay. And because of that, hold on. shoot. As soon as I get ready to use my phone, call somebody, it die. My phones, I got 3 phones and none of them ever stay charged up because I never pay attention to. Anyways, so what was I getting ready to say? Um, so anyways, I was talking about the demonic forces that are on YouTube now. And so when I started looking at Blac Youngsta's video, and for some reason or another, I can never look at all of them. I remember a time that I used to like to look at Blac Youngsta's videos because he got a song with this guy um called Vegas Crashed Out. I like that beat. Okay. I used to exercise, before last year to that beat. I just happened to come up on that song. I never really listened to his stuff. And he had a quirky personality. But now when you see Blac Youngsta, it seems like since November of 2021, it's nothing but darkness that surrounds him. Like there is a demonic force, it seems to me. I can never look at his videos. And what made me talk about Blac Youngsta is I could never finish looking at him. It was a darkness, whereas I had to click off of it. And I'm gonna tell you the thing that really gets me with Blac Youngsta. When you start listening to some of his songs, I think Blac Youngsta is one of those ones. Um, and I just gotta say it that the FBI is gonna have to get quickly, because I could tell in his music that he likes to incite fear. If you say my name, I go crazy. The FBI probably already watching it. I'm gonna tell you something about the law enforcement. They don't like stuff like that. When a Negro out on the street think that they can incite fear, I'm gonna cut your life short like they God. If you say my name, who he supposed to be? Okay. But it's sad when people feel like that, the only reason why you living is I'm God, is because I'm letting you breathe, because I can get somebody to do something to you. Yes, they look at stuff like that. And to me, that's kind of the aura that he carries. It's evil. Blac Youngsta need prayer. And I go back to, I knew Blac Youngsta's great aunts. Some of them still living, a lot of them not. Those were some praying women. So to see this darkness that now surrounds him is really sick. It's nothing but evilness. And another thing is, I believe, people push him, you know, I believe people push him, okay, out like that. He the crash of the dummy of the crew. They use him and have from day one to do their dirty work. Okay, to the point where he has basically crashed out. Okay. And I just feel in my spirit that he has crashed out. The lack of, even if you don't particularly care for somebody, you don't have to put into the atmosphere and troll them about their death. Okay. And troll them about their death. Young Dolph was a big a star also. Okay. And it goes back to everybody's life matter. Okay. Okay. And so when you have a battery in your back, and you have people, and I think, but he's old enough now to know better, Blac Youngsta in his 30s, encouraging you, okay, to that this is okay. There's nothing okay about the things that Blac Youngsta says and does. There's nothing okay about it. Okay. Because as I said, these celebrities have a responsibility to the communities that help to make them rich. I look at Blac Youngsta. Blac Youngsta is not happy. Okay. And I really think what he needs to do, I think what Blac Youngsta needs to do is he really, needs to go and get saved. I'm talking about he needs to go get baptized because there is an evil force and entity all over him. And I think people encourage him to be like that. You know, they encourage him and tell him it's okay because they want him to be his crash dummy. They're crash dummy. And there's nothing all right about what he does or the people that even hang with him. I see how some of those little dudes are around him. I don't understand why, if you supposed to be a boss, a lead, because Kevin Camp falls up under the umbrella of Cash Money or whatever God his label is. Okay. Why isn't it being stopped? Okay. I don't get all into, that situation that supposedly had happened with Blac Youngsta's brother. There, I hear people say that supposedly um Dolph Dolph's people did something to his brother. I keep going back to, okay. I keep going back to stop Rim. If Blac Youngsta, okay, sent his brother, and I cannot put my psyche, I can't wrap my mind around somebody sending their own brother on a dummy mission. There's something wrong with that. So I don't even know how to believe that because I don't know if that's true. But let's just say if it was true that he sent his brother on a mission and something happened to him, who should he be mad at? See, people like to lash out at the wrong people when they don't want to accept responsibility and blame themselves. Okay? That's why I say Blac Youngsta he really needs to do a self-evaluation. And to be consistently putting that hate out there about Dolph. You look at some of Blac Youngsta's videos, he can't even hold his head up sometimes. People can talk their ass off, but he bothered. It's something that's eating at him. And he knows that there's a price to pay for something. And he knows that he's going to have to pay up for it very, very soon. And that's why it always goes back to, was it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it just to prove that you're something that in the end you really ain't? All these folks are doing is consistently, okay, destroying lives. That's it. Okay. Rest in peace, Young Dolph said that wasn't his first time. Consistently destroying lives. Stop. Consistently destroying lives. Now, if I can look at Blac Youngsta and tell that something is not right, okay. If I can look at him and tell that something is not right, I know the people that is consistently encouraging him to crash out can, but they don't care because people will push you to the limits. And see, I think what Blac Youngsters don't understand is that there's only one God, and he ain't in the flesh. Gotti ain't it. Okay. Gotti is not his God. And I'm not saying that Gotti proclaims to be his God, but sometimes I think that he look at him as his God. And he ain't. Blac Youngsta, like so many other people, failed to understand that God, whatever he got going, whatever he got in his bank account, whatever kind of rapping talent he got, it didn't come from God. It came from God. God gives the gift, and the gift comes without repentance. Okay. And so all of this evil stuff, because Blac Youngsta puts quite a bit of evil stuff into the atmosphere whenever he do speak. It ain't nothing cool about it because Blac Youngsta came from the trenches. He came from the part of South Memphis that's the trenches of South Memphis. The real trenches for real. So the mentality that a lot of them have, you would think that if they started getting money, right, at least they would change. They would be encouraged to change a little bit of something. But it seems to me that they are encouraged to continuously be destructive. And that's why I say we cannot support terrorists in the Black community. When you sitting up talking about I go crazy, I kill you for saying F you and all of that, the FBI look at that stuff. Okay. But it is also sad when people want to send fear as if they are a higher power and is willing to take somebody's life just because they say something they don't want them to say. People talk about Dolph and Blac Youngsta. The issue was not even with Dolph and Blac Youngsta. You never really even heard Dolph say anything about Blac Youngsta. It was always with Gotti and Dolph. Blac Youngsta inserted himself into something and went too far that had nothing to do with him. Because see, when people care about you, they don't let you get into their mess like that. And then when people start beefing, you're supposed to stay on wax anyway. You make all the money you can make and keep going. When you start taking lives and it ain't stopped, or when you start, attempting to take lives, it's absolutely gone too far. And so I think what Blac Youngsta is going to see in the very end and in the near future, okay, is that he has had a blind loyalty. Okay. That's what he's going to see in the near future. Okay. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But putting all of, and I'll say this, I spoke about him because he's consistently putting demonic videos into the atmosphere. That's the energy that he is promoting. And I heard in the song, he said, I put my city on my back. You ain't put your city on your back. Blac Youngsta, you sending destruction back to your city. You ain't in Memphis. You ain't out there with them little dudes that ain't got nothing. You ain't out there no more. You was once there, but you ain't out there. Now you sitting from wherever you are and you sending destruction back. You wrong. You putting evil energy and entities into the atmosphere with your demonic videos and words. It ain't nothing, whatever kind of subliminals you putting out into the atmosphere about you done took somebody up out of here talking about woof, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. Well, we whatever you saying, we already know that means, it's been said when you do that, you're talking about you swiftly took Dolph out of here. Now that's the rumor. So when you make that noise, people say they already know what you're talking about. Okay. There ain't nothing I made up. That's what's in the atmosphere. Hell. And so he don't see anything wrong. Stop. You talk about your city on your back. Your city is in a state of emergency as far as poverty and crime. If you got your city on your back, what are you doing to try and help to reverse that? Surely not sending hits, right? Taking people away from their children, right? So that's why I always say, our city needs some repair, and that demonic force is all over Blac Youngsta. Blac Youngsta needs some prayer. He gonna have to go and get it. I've seen a few times. I've looked at his page. I know he know about God because I know he come from around people that knew God, that know God. Okay. So when I see him post, giving all thanks to God, of course, at the core of him, he grew up around it, even though it was hard in his area. When there's a foundation built, it might be layers of junk on top of that, but a lot of times that foundation is still there. If you start cleaning your stuff up, you can get back to it. But see, it ain't no reversing from when there are lives taken. It ain't no coming back from that. People gonna have to go do their bid for that one. And it's a life bid. But when you do wrong, you have to go do your time or whatever. But it ain't nothing right about putting this negative energy into the atmosphere and trying to incite fear in people. Okay? It ain't nothing right about what he doing. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm gonna start reading the comments because I done talked for 2 hours. My throat's sore. I'm gonna start reading y'all comments and letting y'all talk. I dropped the link. If anybody, I'm gonna drop the link. Anybody want to come up can come up. I'm gonna say this before anybody comes up. Okay, this is the only thing that I require. Do not mention another channel up on my platform. Okay, because this is Real Talk with Tamara. Don't mention another channel. On my platform. That's all. People do what they want to do on their platform, and I do what I want to do on mine. Okay. So, um, I just dropped the link because I'm here to commentate. I'm not here to beef with other people. I have other things going on in my life. My energy just won't allow that. It never has. Yes, please and thank you. Yeah, I just dropped the link. Anybody that wants to come up can come up. Because we've been on for 2 hours. And my throat a little sore. We done talked about Key Glock. We talked about Kanye. And we talked about Blac Youngsta. And we got to keep it on topic. Okay, we're keeping it on topic. Hold on, you guys. Because, see, this stuff has got to stop. Every time I look at Key Glock, I promise y'all, it breaks my heart because Key Glock is the same age as my children. I know when somebody is hurt. And it's messed up for somebody to just take young Dolph's life like that and then want to troll about it. They hire people to do this and then want to troll and laugh about it, talking about we the last one standing. God ought to be ashamed of himself. God, everybody know that's a subliminal. Michael says, laugh out loud, Satan was the angel of entertainment. Dolph case moving too slow. Well, you have to new era. when this case is like Dolph's case, and it's a lot of people that was involved. I love it when they move slow because that means that they getting everybody. They got the main two that was standing out there in front of that cookie shop. Them two that was holding the guns, they got in jail. I do believe that was them. Now they just got to, line up the rest of them that was out there and the ones that sent them. That's it. And here's something else. They know who it was. But what you have to do is you have to keep your case, you have to tie your case up. So God, it goes back to, that's why I keep saying, because God been putting in my spirit, it's gonna be any day now for some of them. When I get them back for what they did, you're gonna see me get them back. That's why I say God is the biggest hitter. It ain't got nothing to do with me getting on here screaming on every rooftop that what was did to the young man was wrong. Yeah, excuse me, because my head stopped up. And it was dead wrong. They know what they did to him was wrong. Hell, it's like they using killing as a sport, and it's wrong. And you got OGs that's standing back encouraging them to do it. Hell, you ain't no damn gangster with your old asses. You ought to be helping these kids. Okay? That's what they need to be doing. They is wrong. And it's making me mad. It's making me upset. Okay? And they know they wrong. Um, the Zeke dude plead not guilty to his charges. Mm. Well, he could plead not guilty all day. The only thing his lawyer is probably going to try to do is get him sent over to the crazy house, child. And I think that's sad too, because they say that the young man was on fentanyl or something. And I believe it. You could tell the way he was grinning and stuff. That man, that young man, these drugs that they putting out here, it's sad on so many levels. Oh my God. And it is geared at the black youth, really. And the poor whites. Okay. And I keep saying that. They don't really start trying to clean it up until it gets to the rich kids, and preferably the rich white kids. Then they'll start saying this is a problem. We need to start doing something about it. Um, Grove Hero. Somebody said something about Grove Hero. Well, I mean, new era. Grove Hero taking pictures with Big Homie G don't mean nothing. Hell, Big Homie G name ain't came up in Dolph's case. Yeah, I know they say that that's Moneybagg Yo's artist or cousin or something, but um, it, I've never heard that he had anything to do with Young Dolph's death. I truly believe if Grove Hero felt like that Big Homie G was involved in Dolph's death, he would not have did that. Just because he is Moneybagg Yo's cousin, don't mean he had anything to do with Dolph's death. I never heard that he had anything to do with it. But now, I don't know. It could be I just never heard it. Has anybody ever heard that Homie G had anything to do with Dolph's death? Rest in peace, young Dolph. Help me out. Because y'all know I don't know these kids like that. Um, Cops don't deal in mental illness. Um, Big Homie G making songs with Drop. Stepped On was a Dolph diss and Track Hawk too. Mm. Michael Prescott? You said please, sis, not that channel. Not what channel? Who even know? Who even know what? Let me go back and read the comments because I be missing a lot of these comments. Is Rest in Peace Young Dolph in here? Has Big Homie G ever dissed Dolph? Okay, yeah, I'm back. I had to go outside and get my boxes, y'all. I started ordering Christmas stuff early. That's my favorite time of the year. I love buying gifts for people. And a lot of my gifts came in today. Um, he had to pick a side. Wait a minute. Let me go back up. I done missed a lot of. Let me go back up. My chat is bumping. It's a lot of comments that I'm missing. Let me go back up and read these. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Satan and his demons know Jesus. I done went way back up. It's some stuff that I'm missing. Man, truthfully, bro can take a picture with who he wants to. He know facts more than anybody. Absolutely, I agree, Daryl. Not me. Law doesn't deal in mental health. We need more than drop in Cornelius. We need a large indictment. A Grove hero is trying to show unity. And New Era Pre don't control who Grove politic with. He been knew him, and Big Homie G, the one pulled up on his tour. So what is you talking about? Cops don't deal in mental health. You will get dispatched. Big Homie G making songs with Drop Stepped On was a Dolph diss and Trackhawk too. I'm from Daryl says facts, Miss T. I'm from the city. Dolph knew. Dolph would have allowed it. What's strictly allegations, Michael Prescott? What's allegations? That's what I missed. Please, it's not that channel. It's the song with Straight Drop for me. I'm from Memphis. Dolph knew he had money on his head. DJ Khaled. That song Stepped On was already recorded. If we bring Being For Real. I disagree, ma'am, simply because I was presented with a still picture with two guys in front of the window with a body laying in it respectfully. Well, but here's the thing, respectfully, Miss Lori, the police got the video. Talking about who killed who and right. He threw a few six shots, but he got no choice. Michael Prescott, what are you talking about? Oh, Lord. I might have to get off. They're telling me somebody is telling me to check my network. It's a damn shame. So that they can. Mm-mm. Um, Dolph was not gonna let those busters control how he moved. Um, you said I say, oh sis, when you say it's someone who did it that won't convict it. I don't understand that statement. Oh, I allege this man did, no proof, no witness. It just is so sensitive. I don't know what you're saying, Michael Prescott. They pick a Dolph already on the ground, fake. Um, um, Joy says, good topic and conversations bring out the trolls. This man said this man has something to do with this man. And what are you talking about? Michael Prescott, I don't know what you. Michael Prescott, what are you talking about? I don't really understand what you're saying. Y'all, if y'all haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. For those of you all that have not hit the like button, please hit the like button. You're correct. I get it, speaking in tongues. I'm sorry, I saw a comment of this is I blocked Michael Prescott because I think that's a troll. He blocked. Um, thank you, Joy Loves God, for the $5 super sticker. Yeah, he was blocked. I'm gonna say this because see, I think they trying to. Somebody saying that I needed to check something. They trying to hack. If they look like a troll, block their ass. Okay. And I'm gonna say this to the trolls. You better take your hacking skills and use them elsewhere. Because we land for y'all, the hackers. I can promise you that. That's a mission. It goes back to what I was just talking about, the stuff. Ugh. What people need to understand is that Rico would catch a rapper if he put the bag up. So just keep that in mind. Okay. I'm kind of going back reading my comments because I missed a lot of my comments. What people need to understand is that Rico would catch a rapper if he put the bag up. So just keep that in mind. All right, y'all. Did y'all enjoy the show today? We've been on for like almost 2.5 hours. We might be on for like another 30 minutes. Is there anything that y'all want to elaborate on? I talked about Key Glock and how Key Glock was feeling. I talked about Blac Youngsta, and I talked about Kanye. I talked about Blac Youngsta and I talked about Kanye. And to sum it all up, I talked about how I feel like that Key Glock is having a hard time based on his post. I do truly believe that Key Glock loved Dolph. Dante says he bet Fannie Willis. What are you talking about as far as like indictments? Well, don't sleep on the Memphis prosecutors either, and please don't ever sleep on the FBI, and don't sleep on the TBI either. So I can't. I'm not going to say that they're not doing their job because I believe that they are doing their jobs. I believe in my heart of hearts that they're doing a damn good job. So, rest in peace, Young Dolph says facts. He loved Dolph. People just be talking. Andrew says how Key Glock say he feeling. Also, do you believe Duke was into something that got him hit? Key Glock says he's been angry at the world ever since this happened to Dolph. Do I believe that Duke the jeweler was into something? I think he was into selling jewelry to the wrong group of people that in Houston. That's what I believe. I think that's the only mistake he made. Chocolate says, nah, Miss T. That's what that say. Key Glock is still hurting. Absolutely, he's still hurting. And it's going to see, it's coming up. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. It's coming up on a year that Dolph died. So all of those emotions and stuff, and it seems like to me, Key Glock was real close to him. All of those emotions and stuff with everybody and his family and stuff, those emotions and stuff are gonna come up again. And it makes me so mad. I think this is one of the main reasons that I talk about the Young Dolph's case. It's not, see, I'm not on here to try and solve the Young Dolph's case. Let me just say this. I'm on here to bring awareness and to talk about the Young Dolph's case and to help to keep Young Dolph's name out there. And the reason that I am not on here to solve the Young Dolph's case is because Young Dolph has the FBI, Young Dolph has Memphis Police homicides, Young Dolph has the TBI, and Young Dolph has the DEA. How many is that? FBI, TBI, DEA, Memphis Police homicides, the Marshals. Okay. That's 5 entities, 4 of them being federal. Young Dolph can't lose. It ain't no way in hell that he could ever lose. And they know what has happened. His case is basically already solved. Okay? It's just got to be more indictments. And that's going to happen. There is nothing that I could ever do to change that. Okay? There's nothing that I could ever do to change that. He got a dream team, and no amount of money, I don't care how much money involved, could ever stop that. I can appreciate them doing whatever is necessary to make sure that that everything is tied airtight, so that high price attorneys can't poke a hole in it and get their whoever's going to be indicted off that might, have the money to hire these high price attorneys. They can't poke holes in nothing and get them off on a technicality. Okay. I appreciate that. Paul Hagerman was always very confident as it related to before the 800 pages even came out. He was always very confident. He said the people that, hold on, I just want to show y'all something. I want to show y'all. Y'all hit the like button. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I want to, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, because I sometimes I have to catch myself, because I get very sentimental, because I really am a very tender-hearted person. And when I look at what these kids do to themselves, because they don't know any better. They want to be grown. Some of them are grown in age, but this is one that I never saw. I want to play this.
But one of the men accused of killing Memphis rapper Young Dolph was back in court this morning. Justin Johnson faced the judge to request a transfer to a different jail facility. This all comes as we also learned that a Tipton County grand jury indicted a man in another murder who has connection to the car that was used in Young Dolph's murder. Fox 15's Jeremy Pierre breaks down this connection.
Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, went to court Tuesday to try to move to another jail facility in Shelby County. But when he found out what life would be like if he moved, he told the judge he didn't want to move. His attorney said Johnson thought he would get more freedom in a different facility.
I think the jail is pretty restrictive, and there's more freedom at the correctional center. But unfortunately, the correctional center, he'd be housed on a 23-1 status where he'd be locked up for 23 hours a day. So he had thought there would be more freedom at the correctional center, but in the end, it's doesn't make much difference, so he elected to remain in the jail.
Meanwhile, a county away developments in another case that has a connection to young Dolph's murder. A grand jury in Tipton County indicted one of two suspects police say is responsible for a November 12, 2021 shooting of two women in Covington. Investigators say they found Trayon Ingram with the weapon connected to the shooting. They say a white Mercedes used in the shooting in Covington is the same car used in young Dolph's death. We learned early on a lot of people were in the car between the time it was carjacked last November from a gas station on Kirby Parkway to the November 12th Covington shooting and the November 17th shooting of young Dolph. Ingram is in a DeSoto County jail on unrelated charges. Johnson and Cornelius Smith will be back in court September 16th. In Memphis, Jeremy Pierre, Fox 13 News.
I never saw that one. Hold on. So I had to play it because I had not seen it. Hold on. I'm looking for something else.
Paul Hagerman about the case and where it will now.
Okay, here it is right here. This is what I wanted to show y'all. Y'all pay close attention. I'm taking y'all back. It's always good to go back to the beginning.
Today we learn which attorneys will represent Justin Johnson and Cornelius. These are the two men accused of killing Memphis rapper Young Dolph. Fox 15's Jeremy Pierre explains what's next in this case as the attorneys for both men have now been named.
Interesting day in court here at 201 as Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith appeared again in criminal court. Now, Judge Lee Coffey gave them 3 weeks to hire an attorney to represent them in their criminal court case. Cornelius Smith, he showed up today with and hired an attorney. That attorney happens to be Michael Scholl. Scholl told us that he's been in contact with Cornelius Smith's family for quite some time now, a couple of weeks, matter of fact. Justin Johnson, he again showed up today with no "you're hired" on. He requested more time from Judge Lee Coffey. Judge Lee Coffey denied that request and then appointed him Judy Ganguly. Judy Ganguly, he's no stranger to high-profile cases. We spoke to Judy Ganguly after the judge appointed him to represent Justin Johnson, and he basically told us that he's ready for the challenge of taking on this case. We also spoke with Assistant District Attorney Paul Hagerman about the case and where it will now go.
Just already past ready for justice in this case, as numerous other cases too. The system has to work. And we got to give it time to work. Well, it'd be just like any other case that we handle here. And we made our statement this morning by entering this not guilty plea. We'll get all the evidence together and we'll vigorously fight these charges.
Best case outcome would be to get an acquittal at trial. Not everybody gets convicted. People thought Shara Wright was going to serve life in jail, but she's not.
Judge Lee Coffey gave the option to Justin Johnson to still hire on his own attorney. However, Judy Ganguly told me he's ready to take on this very challenging case. Both men, Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson, will be back in criminal court March 24th. Reporting here at 201, Jeremy Pierre.
Yeah, that wasn't it. I thought it was. I think I just found it though. Hold on. Hold on, let me be sure. Here it is right here. Y'all listen very carefully to these attorneys. For those of you that's always got questions about the cookie shop and talk about this, and that, listen to what Paul Hagerman said when folks want to spin the narrative talking about Dolph was kidnapped and laid at a cookie shop and all of that. Y'all listen to what this man said. Did y'all just hear what he said about Shondell Barnett? And he did not really even want to answer any more questions. This is a man that is a part of this case that was really supposed to be standing next to straight drop them. That's interesting, but I digress. Is it still echoing? Because I don't know why it's echoing. I don't know what to do to stop it from echoing. I don't know what to do to stop it from echoing. I wonder if I.
When is it?
Honestly, with this case, we're in the very beginning.
Hold on, maybe if I turn off. Y'all heard what he said from the very beginning, right? The two people that was out there, we had them right there in court today. They asked, can you tell us, have you seen the video? He said, uh-huh. She said, can you come? She said, what was on it or something? He said, I can't comment on things like that. So that's why I always say, go back to the beginning. You know, there has never been an investigation. I always say, I'm not here to solve Dolph's case. I'm here to try to keep the truth out, keep Dolph's name out there. And when I get good information that I can speak about, let you all know that Dolph is he's getting justice. He's getting it. He got a dream team. When you got that many federal entities on your case and the police department investigative unit, you can't lose. Okay? They don't need my help. They got this. You heard what he said. We had tips coming in from the very beginning. And that's why I've said from the very beginning, y'all, just wait it out. Let the system work. The man is getting justice. Okay? He's getting justice. And that's that. When the trial starts, they've never given out a lot of information before the trial. You don't sabotage your case like that. And more information will come out during the trial. Paul Hagerman said that we would not be here without hard evidence. That was way before. This right here has been months back. This was like back in February or something. So, I mean, you know, he was confident even back then. He was confident even back then. And when she asked him, was there going to be more indictments? He said it's an ongoing investigation. Okay? There are going to be more indictments. It just is. The Bible says you have to reap what you sow. Okay? Well, if you don't trust Memphis courts, how do you, or Memphis legal system, how do you, New Era, how do you expect for Dolph to get justice? Because, you know, you or I can't do it. You know, you can't go and arrest nobody. You know, so you have to depend on the people that are put in place to do it. You know? So y'all put those dolphins in the chat. Definitely put the dolphins in the chat. We represent for young Dolph. Okay? A speedy justice. A speedy justice. Sometimes you just have to go back to the beginning. because it's been so much stuff put out. It kind of boggles people's mind, and they'll forget about what the people who knew from the beginning said. That's why I always try to take you back to them so y'all can be reminded. Okay, I'm not trying to embellish or anything like that. I want people to know that Dolph is gonna get justice. Okay. I want people to know that he's gonna get justice. And it's coming. Y'all put the dolphins in the chat. Y'all put those dolphins in the chat. Yeah, I got this song in my spirit. I'm gonna have to edit it out later, but I just hold on. This song is just in my spirit right here, y'all. It just is. Y'all know we always play Dolph going out. I got another song that's kind of in my spirit. We're gonna play a little bit of. Okay, y'all. Okay, y'all, we're gonna be on for 5 more minutes. I want to play a little bit of that one, and I want to play a little bit of this one. Okay, y'all, make sure y'all put those dolphins in the chat. All right, I just had to play a little bit of that. Oh, y'all, this is what I wanted to show y'all. Check this out. We're gonna go out of here with this one, and I'm for real. This is what I really wanted to show y'all. This is what really made me love the song too. I'm telling you. I love seeing those kids dance to that. Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. I had to take that call. Money calls, I have to take it. But yeah, I enjoyed being on here with y'all today. I really have. I've really enjoyed being on today. It has actually been a good show today. I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate your support. I do. I appreciate y'all so much. All of my subscribers, the ones that have been here with me from the beginning, those that are just coming in. It means a lot to me as I work hard to bring you good commentary. Okay. That's what I want to do on this channel. I want us to all be able to give our opinions without being violated, without being disrespectful. Trolls will not be tolerated on this channel in no way, shape, or form. I will not do it. I will not allow anybody to come over here in my chat and spam my chat with propaganda. I know when people are being paid to do that, it just will not be tolerated on here. I truly want justice for young Dolph. I want to keep his case alive. I want to keep his name alive. But I allow the police department and the federal agencies that is working on young Dolph's case. I trust them. I feel like they have done a good job so far. They ain't stopping. Like Chief David said, it has been fast going. And my prayer, I pray for a speedy justice for young Dolph, which means all of the people that are going to be indicted, and it's just imminent that they are going to be indicted. That has nothing to do with any of us. That has everything to do with the great work of the police department and of the federal agencies, okay? So when people get on here and they get mad, they need to be mad at themselves. I've been hearing that people have been talking about, but I have to say, I ain't really, other than the trolls, the rappers ain't themselves, they hadn't been in here. But if anybody is getting mad about, what's being put into the vlogs, if they know that they was involved in this young Dolph's case, they need to be mad at themselves, because they brought this up on themselves, trying to interrupt the life of another man that was doing taking care of his family. He was a father. When it's all said and done, when people say, well, young Dolph went innocent, none of us are innocent. But young Dolph lost his life. And when people lose their lives, that ends everything. There is no, I can't be neutral. I can't be anything. I stand on the side of what's right. I always been a solid person. I stand on what's right. That's why you don't ever see me move. Okay? I just don't waver like that. I'm not an unstable person. Okay? I'm solid in real life. And so that's why I stand 10 toes down on what I say. I trust the police. I trust the FBI. And I don't care how much money is involved. When God says that there is to be justice, money can't don't stand a chance against that. And it's imminent that he gets justice, because he's already getting it, right? So that's that on that. But before we get off of here, y'all, I always like to pray, because we had quite a few people on here today, and I always like to pray over everybody that's in my chat, because I know, a lot of evil forces and a lot of evil eyes kind of surround and watch for whatever reasons. But I just want to say, I want to thank you all for getting on here. I ask God to shield and protect us all. Every witch and warlock that looked in on this chat wishing evil on us, we reverse the curse and send it back to the sender, okay? And they'll see it back in less than 30 days, okay? No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Any lying tongue, any evil tongue that rises up against us will be condemned. We thank God for shielding and protecting us and our families as we go on our day-to-day journey. I ask God to give you prosperity in this life, to give us all prosperity. Change the heart of the evil, jealous people. If you can't change them, destroy them. In the name of Jesus, we pray, because we don't need them in our way when people are evil, okay? Evil people do evil things, and we don't need that evilness in our lives. We're trying to shed light, okay? We're trying to shed light, So, anyways, I want to thank y'all for getting on. I pray that you all have a good day. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.